Alright.
Okay, so that was the construction base. The actual Grand Staff is all the way across the Sea of Baus.
The Sea of Butts.
And I see those white lines you were talking about earlier. Those are the hypercurrents?
Those are the hypercurrents.
Boy!
So the Sea of Baus is actually more of a, like, weird archipelago thing. But it's actually the next dungeon of the game.
Oh,
Of course.
So what you're trying to tell me is that we walk to Grandstaff like a boss, fight some monsters like a boss, investigate shit like a boss.
Yeah.
No, it's
Sure.
not 5 years ago.
It's not
not
5
5
years
years
ago, indeed. So anyway, you get here. There's a convenient little save point right over there. There's some treasure. There's a dude up in the little lookout. I don't think I bother even talking to him.
Treasure glasses, what do those do?
Push them off.
They let you. The treasure glasses let you see what enemies are carrying that can be stolen.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
You come
neat.
over here thinking there will be something and find out that there's not.
It's nothing.
Just some really interesting water effects.
This guy will mention the gimmick of the dungeon. There are the remnants of magic amplifiers littering the beach.
Magic amplifiers.
You can do Kime's wussy little shoulder tackle thing to get items out of them.
Okay.
But I guess if stuff is too high a concentration, it might blow up in your face?
In a manner of speaking.
That's the impression I got from the dialogue, at least. So what kind of monsters are we gonna fight?
Well,
hey,
first of all, we got these things.
Holy shit!
It's a crab.
No, that's a lobster!
It's a mad carapace.
So, the Mad Carapace is the first enemy in a type called Hardened. What that means is that they take reduced physical damage.
Okay.
So
Makes
basically, from what I understand from the first two dungeons, the rule is basically use Jansen to fuck with.
Well, the reef worms are perfectly vulnerable to physical everything.
Aw, there it goes. One hit.
Carapace.
Pretty much all the reef worms do is that they can spit acid on you that lowers your defense.
Oh.
Oh, that's kind of obnoxious.
I couldn't read what their name was fast enough, so in my mind I just had them as the little vagina dentatas.
No, they're called reef worms.
Not anymore.
Alright. But yeah, you can actually see in the background one of the first little amplifiers we can break.
Yeah, the little blinky thing. Oh, hey, there's crabs on the beach. Nice touch.
Yep. So, you have to tackle them when they're not glowing. If you touch them while they are glowing,
You get blown up.
this happens.
They attack you.
You get knocked back and ambushed by a specific group of enemies. It's always a set encounter.
Okay.
In this case, 2 of these guys.
It's 2 carapaces. They're so cute.
But they always get the first move on you.
Of course.
Also, I did notice that the weapon model changed with the new weapon, and the swords look kind of cool.
Yep, all the weapons have their own models. I don't think there's even any palette swaps, actually.
That's good.
That's a positive.
That would be really good if that were the case.
But yeah, I left this in even though we've already seen this enemy, because I just wanted to show that they're not really a threat at all. Their physical attack is worthless, and they do downswing, which hits fairly hard, but they don't do it often enough to be an issue.
You just got sent fucking flying.
Innards.
I do want to know why that thing contained 3 insect innards.
Maybe that's what was that was the conduit.
Using insect guts as in conduit?
Hey, you don't know how. You don't know magic energy.
Fair enough.
I was about to say magic energy. Hey, clamshell treasure chest. Those are my favorite, and I don't know why.
I like that he just kicks them.
Yeah.
I'm just screwing with different transitions at this point to see which one is the least jarring.
That one's pretty funny, but
I think I might keep
the
that one.
swell.
I might keep that one because it looks silly.
like how that wall just kind of crumbled to polygonal pieces.
For how ineffective that tackle looks, it seems to work fairly well.
Oh, hey, look! That's a Final Fantasy X monster right there.
I was
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
about to say.
They both are, really.
Oh, you know what? The floating fish is also a Final Fantasy X monster.
Okay,
Yeah.
so floating fish, probably the least interesting enemy here. They literally have nothing but a physical attack.
Good job.
The aqua spheres do exactly what you think they do. They cast aqua.
So naturally you cast ground.
You can actually ignore them for the first turn because they will always start by casting fast cast on themselves.
Okay.
Normally that speeds up the casting time of all subsequent spells, but if you just kill them, it doesn't matter.
Of course. Do you get fast cast eventually?
You do.
Okay.
That might be pretty handy.
Yeah,
I
the,
assume-
the
I
only
assume
thing
that-
the only thing floating fish have going for them is that they've got a decent amount of health.
But a couple of good whacks will kill them, yeah?
Yeah.
And that they taste excellent with tartar sauce.
I don't really like tartar sauce.
They don't look like they have enough meat either.
Yeah. So it's kind of a lose-lose for them.
I do like that their death animation has that little, like, half-hearted flop.
And suddenly out of the water, which was the sky.
Oh, JRPGs and your floating fish.
How else are you gonna fight something that normally is in the water? Swim? No.
Ugh.
We're not animating that.
That's
They
not
did
gonna
in Final
happen.
Fantasy X.
They did,
Yeah, but-
and it wasn't that fun
And it
because
was
your
kinda
party was
silly.
limited.
But, the shallow water you can run through in this actually does have an effect. Whoop. You cannot run in it.
Okay.
Not unless you have the rusted iron ring, right?
No such thing as this, unfortunately.
No, no one will get that reference.
Actually, I'm pretty sure quite a few people will get that reference.
Anti-paralysis herb.
It does exactly what you think it does.
I never would have guessed.
It heals fatigue.
It cures burn. Burn is not a status effect.
Darn.
We can dream.
So, this section is just, you see the entire area right now. It's just this kind of expanse. But it's got a whole bunch of these things in it, and you want to knock all of them down because they have nice stuff.
Yeah, I like nice
Including
stuff.
seeds! 1 of 99.
How many seeds do you even have at this point?
I think I've got 15, maybe?
Oh,
Which
okay.
is not bad. That's only 5 away from the first reward, no?
Yeah, which is a decent reward. Provided you actually get it soon enough.
Provided you get it soon enough.
The first reward is a weapon for Kaim or Seth.
Oh.
It's actually the weapon that is a step above the sabers I've got on them right now. So long as you get it around the time you've got the sabers, then it's worth getting.
Okay.
Speaking of which, when are you going to trigger that specific side quest? Or when you're gonna... When you-
I actually could have done it at the construction base. That is one of the locations you can turn the seeds in, but I didn't have 20, so I didn't bother.
That's fair. But you can just go back when you get 20 seeds.
The next town actually has a ton of seeds in it, so I'll just do it there.
Of course.
Okay, so we've got another new enemy here,
Yeah.
which is one of the more interesting looking ones in this area.
Huh? Let's see.
Okay.
That is a... Whoa!
That's a thing.
The Grand Shaker is basically a giant mutant salamander axolotl thing.
Oh, it's cute though. I like how it
It's-
moves.
That's actually a really nice design. I like it.
It looks like one of the lizards from the first part of Chrono Cross got mutated for fun.
Oh, one of the Komodos?
Yes.
How did I remember that?
It does hit relatively hard. It's got a fairly large amount of health.
700. That's nothing to scoff at this early.
I mean,
The only other thing of note is that if you actually do let it cast its spell, it casts all aqua, which hits the entire party.
No rhyme or reason to
As the
Oh.
name would suggest.
And it's also got a move called Ground Shake, which just does physical damage to everyone.
So this thing just hits everyone sorta hard, I assume?
Yeah.
Also, geez, you might want to heal Seth. That never hit me.
We don't care about Seth at this point.
First, we
I
have
sort
to
of care about
fuck up.
Seth.
I'm indifferent to Seth, and that's the best way I can put it. She's just kind of there.
Okay, so what you're not seeing here, and what I forgot to comment on when I picked it up, but I picked up a yellow band earlier. Put that on Kaim ASAP, learn the skill, and then move it to Jansen.
Okay.
What's the skill?
It is anti-paralysis. It prevents you from being paralyzed.
I assume the next boss is quite fond of paralysis?
Yes.
Man, this game is just not fucking around with status abnormalities, is it?
Not really, no. Also check these things out. They're cute.
Magic insect! They are trippy as hell!
They're all incandescent and stuff.
I like
That's
the
what
little.
happens when you mess
There.
with magic energy.
Or iridescent. Iridescent is the word I was looking for.
I like the little like dongles they have on their backs. Or is that their eye stalks? I don't know.
They're little dongle things.
They look like little dongle things.
Not gonna lie, I just like saying the word dongles. Dong.
That's fair.
That really
They're dongly
boggles my
dongles.
dongle.
So yeah, see how threatening that is?
Not very.
Well, they're called magic insects, so I'd assume that they have magic.
They have the ability to charge magic, which will cause the little dongles to glow.
Uh-huh.
And if they live to the next turn, they cast a spell called Force, which will do about 180 non-element damage.
Oh,
That does pack quite a bit of a
Okay.
punch.
that sounds like a lot.
But see, they have to survive 2 turns to do it.
Yes.
They don't really...
Which means they're only a threat in numbers big enough to make them survive.
Oh, convenient
Now-
save point.
Yep, also I remembered that I was forgetting a important thing over here to the side.
Whoa.
There's a treasure chest hiding down here.
Yay.
You saw earlier I picked up the All Shield spell, this gives you the All Barricade spell.
Nice.
Handy.
Nice.
You might wonder why that matters, why it matters that we bought regular Shield and Barricade. It's because the All spells have a much longer casting time, and if anyone but Jansen tries to cast them, it will take them 2 turns to do it.
Oh,
Whereas Kaim and Seth can cast regular Shield and Barricade in 1 turn.
right. So you'll want to use Kaim or Seth, whoever you have casting, to just get one person up.
Yeah. If you only need the one, you can use them for it. If you need all of them, you have to use your mage's turn to do it.
Well, look
This
at
is
you,
the-
Seth.
This is the
Marking a
point of no return.
I do like... That is actually true. Once you do this, you will not be able to go back to the Ypsilon Mountains or the capital of Ura for a while.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Plot happens.
Yep.
These are fascinating rocks. Oh, that's better.
They did not make this place very accessible.
Probably on purpose.
This gives me the creeps. Let's just. I'm going in. Going.
I'm going in.
Me too.
You have a. Fine. I'm going to.
Okay, fine. I'll go.
Yeah.
Jansen just kind of... Wait.
I was hoping they showed Jansen's landing. Oh,
Wait.
He sticks the landing.
Almost.
Graceful.
Why don't you just shut up?
I
Andy.
like how in the background of that scene you can hear Jansen just going, ah!
Have you seen any of this before, Kaim?
Let's see, you got a 10 from the American judge, 9.8 from the French judge, and damn it, the East German judge gave him a 4.3. Oh, yeah.
Of course.
And then we cut to FMV mode for like 10 seconds.
And it wasn't even a good transition.
That wasn't even me being bad at editing. That's how the game does it.
The game is bad at editing.
Sure, John.
But they cut to FMV just to have you look up and go, look, Grandstaff is big.
He's so
Just
big
like
and
my
beautiful.
wife.
So who's ready for a boss fight?
We are.
That's not a boss.
Oh,
Shit.
Okay, who ordered the seafood?
That's seafood?
Are they eating
Oh.
pipes?
Sure, secret
No.
sea insects. It's a
Feeding
delicacy
off the
in
magic energy.
many indigenous
Magic
Oh.
nations.
Hey, gross! Oh boy!
So take a
Never
minute to
lost
listen
it.
to this music because you're not going to hear it again for the rest of the game.
Really?
Oh.
Let's take him down.
This battle theme plays here and in one other fight in the game, as far as I know, and it's completely optional in that case.
Oh.
Really?
Okay, so this is the Bogomore. He is
Oh, I'm
And I
Okay.
can see there's a bunch of these motherfuckers
He
here.
is flanked by 5 magic insects, and you'll notice that he has a drawn MP bar. The
So-
gimmick of this fight is the Bogomore himself will not attack you until he fills up his MP bar.
Ah.
He takes the MP
When
from
each
the
of,
magic
when each of
insect?
these insects charges up, he will absorb it from them to fill the bar.
Okay.
Ah. He's a hungry, hungry hippo.
Which is why it's an issue, because you'll notice that many of them charged up filled up the bar by the
About
visible-
25%.
Yeah. This is why you don't want to leave these things alive. Because if they're all up there and they all choose to spend their turn charging, he will fill up that bar in no time.
Right.
Now, if you kill all of them, will more come?
The way it works is that the magic insects respawn 2 turns after they were killed.
Okay.
So you do not want to kill them all at once, or they'll just all come back at once.
You want to keep it cycling out, I gotcha.
Try and keep their population low.
So you are going to be eating some attacks from him, but this minimizes the attacks you take.
Yeah. And like, I used a spell that I hadn't used before with Jansen. Prism hits every enemy, but it does random element damage.
Ah.
Okay.
So if you're not worried about hitting weaknesses, it's good for just hitting a group. The Bogomore has about 1800 health, but it's not being quite as aggressive as Grilgan, so it's not as big an issue.
Right.
And he is a fire element, so you can hit him with water, which is why I said picking up that water spell was important.
Ah.
Also, I like the name Big Gross that Jansen gave it, so I'm just going to stick with Big Gross.
He is big gross, alright.
It looks pretty big, gross.
I'm just gonna call him Hungry Hungry Hippo, even though he's not a hippo.
So a lot of people have trouble with this boss.
I have to kind of wonder why. I think it seems like a boss that if you just pace yourself well enough, this boss isn't too much trouble.
He's got an intimidation factor, and as John mentioned, people might immediately think, oh, I gotta take out all the mooks, and then, like, have them all reappear at the same time. That might cause a couple of challenges. I'm seeing where it could present a challenge, even though John's handling it like a boss. Or like a
Yes, he
bouse.
should.
Like a bouse, as the CEO's name.
Yeah, you see,
Funny
they just come burrowing up out of the ground.
They are drawn to his magic energy.
There's not even there's not even any magic for him to absorb.
He actually does get a very small amount if they haven't charged up, but it's not enough to be worth worrying about.
And he's almost dead anyway.
Alright, let's see who gets the kill.
Probably, I don't know, Jansen?
I hope it's Jansen.
Do it.
I just want Jansen to be the boss killer.
I mean, that's basically what he's done so far.
That's what he's good at.
He's gonna take one last turn to absorb.
Did he ever even get an attack at all?
No, he
Nope.
did not.
Oh. Well, forget
That's
what I
because
said.
there's a second gimmick to this fight.
Does it have 2 phases?
The second gimmick to this fight
Is that there's 2 of them, aren't
is
there?
that there's 2 of them.
Ah. Big Gross number 2.
Graceful.
The most
He sticks the
graceful.
landing.
So here's the catch. The second one comes in with an already full bar.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
So you are going to eat something regardless.
You will
of
eat
how
his...
well-
He only has one attack, and the attack is kind of a bitch.
They just wanted to make sure that you saw it if you killed the first one without getting hit by it. They're like, you know what? No, we programmed this attack. You're fucking seeing it.
His attack is also the reason that I said to stick the yellow band on Kime, learn the skill, and at least put it on.
Terra Flare? Oh.
That's
Oh.
how much it did while blocking, and you'll notice that Seth is paralyzed.
Right, because we didn't have time to get the yellow band over to her.
What Paraflare does is it does around 200 damage to everyone, and always paralyzes everyone.
Ew.
So what does
Unless you have
paralysis do in this game, by
anti-paralysis.
the way?
You ever played Pokemon?
Oh, yeah.
It's Pokemon paralysis.
Oh, that's great!
Seth cannot move.
Which means...
Seth is paralyzed and cannot move!
Which means if you did not set up your party to have anti-paralysis on at least 2 of the members, it's entirely possible that getting hit by one Paraflare will screw you, because you won't be able to kill off the bugs, he'll keep absorbing from them, he'll fill up, and he'll Paraflare you again.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
He absorbs faster.
This one actually does absorb faster. The second one gains more MP quickly.
Oh shit.
This is why
dangerous.
people have trouble with the fight.
So the first half's kind of like your warm-up, and then they go, okay, you figured it out. Good luck, assholes.
You figured it out, now do it on hard mode.
I like an RPG that doesn't fuck around.
But yeah, this fight can actually get pretty sticky even if you start handling it pretty well at the beginning.
I mean, you've been handling it well, and we've still been at it for a number of minutes, so you're in for the long haul on this one.
There's another catch that you will see shortly.
Oh geez,
There's
the
one
third
last catch
catch.
to this fight.
Of course.
Jansen got 2 of them. Nice.
One of them being that the bugs start casting force now,
Ah.
which as you can see, does a fairly significant dent.
It's a good thing you've kept your PGC up, though. It's kept Jansen safe. Who's really doing the majority of the clearing right now.
Jansen does the heavy lifting for the early part of the game, honestly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And
so
this is
dependable.
when the RNG decides to go, haha, fuck you.
Yeah.
It has me miss both of the insects, so I don't kill either of them,
Oh,
which
no.
gives them time to all charge.
Paraflame
Whoops.
time.
Here's the other catch. If he fills up his MP bar, he immediately does Paraflare.
Oh, son of a gun! Is this exclusive to the second form, or...?
No, that's just how it works. regardless.
Oh shit, Seth down.
This is where things just kind of got messy. And
It happens.
I basically decided the only way I was winning this was to just go all out and try to kill him before he can fill up his bar again.
That's all you can do.
Does this do the whole classic RPG thing where if a character's knocked out, they don't get any experience for it?
Yes, it does.
Sorry, Seth.
Well, don't forget she's an immortal, which means if I last
Oh,
long,
yeah.
she's gonna get back up on her own.
Right.
Mhm.
And because
It's,
it's gonna take me more than 2 turns to kill this guy, she'll be fine.
Thanks, mechanic.
And I was wrong. I mentioned before that the status effects stick around because of that mechanic. When they self-revive, they heal their status effect as well. So I don't know why the status effect stays visible on them.
That's
Yeah,
just a weird thing.
We kind of noticed that with Grilgrim, that it went away once they were revived, but then it stayed while they were still KO'd.
Yeah, I don't know why it stays on there.
Now you get a good chunk of HP back when they get back up.
Yeah, I think they come back up with about 30%.
It's not bad.
And I'm really mulling over what I need to do here, because if anything goes wrong, I'm just dead. Because if they all charge up and he absorbs it, he's just gonna Paraflare me again, and everyone's low enough that they'll just die.
Mhm.
Right.
This
So I
is the this is the take where you succeed, right?
This is the take where I succeed.
It's getting a little hairy here.
It's funny because I did a practice recording just to remember where everything was and how everything worked, and I just kind of bodied this guy. When I went to do the actual recording, this happened.
I was going to ask how many tries it took, but I guess technically one.
But yeah, I killed off those insects just to make absolutely sure that he wasn't going to fill up his bar before I could kill him.
Yeah. And now...
Yeah, I think if you played that too passively, he would have destroyed you.
And now for one final catch.
Oh!
Oh.
the fourth catch, I
The
believe.
catch is, you don't get experience for that fight.
Holy!
That fight gives no experience and has no item drops.
That's some shit.
That's great!
He
There's
just goes straight to the cutscene afterwards.
there's some programmer in Japan who every once in a while he just kind of smiles to himself and goes, So for those of you who are keeping track of boss kills, we'll give one to Jansen and one to Seth there. So Jansen leads with 2, Seth has 1, and we'll count the dick tower at the start for Kine having 1. So there you go.
So what you need to do here, there are 3 points you have to examine to make things progress. There's a treasure chest you want to pick up. You do have to.
There's always treasure chests.
You do have to pick this up because otherwise it's missed forever.
Oh.
Because you can't actually come back here.
So what does Sage's protection do?
It's basically the Berserker necklace for.
It protects you from sages.
It makes it so that when you get critical health, your casting speed increases.
Ah.
Okay.
That'll work. That's
So-
fine.
I took the time here to, for one, show how the heal menu works. How it just kind of separates everything out. You'll see in just a second that me doing this was incredibly stupid and a waste of my time. And resources.
You get
Because I used up items.
Uh-huh.
See that little sparkly thing?
It's a Healy.
That is a heal point.
Whoops. What an idiot you are.
So yeah, I wasted my time there.
And
Oh well. It was a good demonstration of the heal menu. If nothing else.
So yeah, once you've examined all 3 points, Seth will tell you, hey, let's go inside. Spoiler alert, you don't go inside.
Oh no.
Wonder what happens.
Okay, break time. Okay, take it easy, guys. I'm so
Well, to
tired.
be fair, you did just fight 2 huge magical slugs. Take a 5, Jansen.
Oh shit. Oh.
Control room. Yeah, that's good. Alright, but hang on. Were you saying to catch my breath?
All you ever do is complain.
Oh, shut up, Seth. He is not immortal.
Big, what do you guys have? 4 sets of lungs? Don't you get it?
4 sets of lungs and
Yeah.
5 stomachs, in fact.
I'm coming. Payment's worth this. Ow! Okay, go ahead.
We don't get to go inside because we get to get interrupted by this asshole.
Oh shit.
What the? Is that Hibachi?
He looks like an idiot. He looks like an asshole.
Got to be kidding me.
Move away from Grand Step.
It is Heihachi.
That's not his hair, it's a head ornament.
It's stupid.
Oh god. At least these armor designs are better.
What's with the giant circle thing where the arrow is, though?
I would assume it's a hand guard.
What do we do?
Kai, what do we do? We're immortal. We don't give a shit.
I'm not gonna go for it. No, there's a no here. I'm.
Restrain them.
So,
With arrows.
So one more catch.
Do
After
we
that
gotta
boss
fight all these
fight,
guys?
after that boss fight, there's a mini boss fight.
Run.
Of course.
Good thing there was a heal point.
Yep.
That's probably why they put the heal point there.
These guys have another new battle theme. This one you'll actually hear relatively often, though.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is pretty good. But then again, this is also Uematsu.
So
All
we're
the way,
up
Matsu.
against the Numaran cavalry, or infantry, not cavalry. There's no horses.
Now you mentioned all the way back in the first fight that the whole hitting groups of enemy things only applies to that first fight. Kind of disappointing because it seems like it could have applied really nicely here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll notice that they're not standing directly next to each other. They're in a V.
They're actually standing in the formation.
Oh my
So-
god!
Information.
So all those guys in the background are just there for set dressing. It's just these 5 guys and the white mage behind them.
Ah.
You'll notice that they've got a
Why?
guard condition as well, and a fairly significant one too.
A lot more than yours.
Well, there's 5 of them.
Exactly.
Well, and his got chipped away a little bit by a big giant slug dude.
Yeah.
Big gross.
Also, naturally, this fight also has a gimmick.
Only 3 opponents. Forward.
Arrows! Oh no, it's like I'm in Dynasty Warriors.
Line of fire. Well, then they better be able to dodge arrows.
Wow!
Can you tell that this guy might not be a hero?
Stance.
No, he seems kind of like an asshole.
Fire.
And then his archers proceed to not hit his own soldiers anyway, so it's not.
Because they're good archers!
I mean, it would have been funner if the soldiers did take damage.
I think it would have been funnier if it were a random chance.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
I would
But
have
from-
actually made for an interesting mechanic, like, you know, you actually have to get 5 knockouts, but if the archers get the knockouts, then, like, somebody comes up and replaces them or something.
That would have been neat.
That could be interesting.
That's giving this game a little too much credit.
All I'm saying is what would have seemed neat to me based on what they've presented. It's unfortunate that a lot of JRPGs kind of set up these situations, but then get a little too comfortable.
You'll also notice though that I put up the all shield spell, and the damage they're doing to me is significantly less.
Significantly less.
Oh, got that prism spell.
Look how much that did to their guard condition.
Jesus Christ.
A lot.
That just blew him up.
So, the way this fight works is every second turn, every other turn, you'll get the arrow barrage.
Uh-huh.
You know what I noticed? Whenever you attack front row party members, you'll know how much damage you'll do to their guard condition.
Yeah.
That's actually a really neat feature.
Yeah, well, no, you don't know how much you'll do. It'll show you how much of the guard condition that particular unit makes up.
Oh! That's also good!
So, you don't actually have to kill the white mage to end this fight. If you kill all 5 soldiers, it just ends, because the mage can't fight you anymore. But I kill him because principle.
Right.
Principle of
No
effective-
mercy.
And I'm not
The
sure
only
how
mercy this party is allowed to have is cruel mercy.
I'm not sure how to calculate all this with the whole boss killing thing, so I'm just gonna go with the whole final kill.
Well, no, it's a mini boss. It doesn't
Yeah,
count.
I don't really count them as a full-on boss. Even
Fair
though
enough.
the music playing for them is technically a boss theme.
Fair enough, it makes my life easier in counting, so I'll accept it.
Is it yours? Does this game love trumpets?
This game loves trumpets.
I love
really
trumpets,
does.
I'm okay with that.
I have nothing against trumpets.
Matt kisses a trumpet every day,
I have a trumpet, fuck you.
and you kiss it every day,
It's pretty old, but sure, I'll kiss it.
so that it can feel good about itself.
I do want to point out that the archer support attack cannot be defended against because it happens before you start taking your actions,
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
so you don't get to block it. But yeah, like I said, you don't actually have to kill the mage, but I do it anyway.
No mercy.
You do get experience for that one at least.
That's good.
You gotta circle it.
And Seth learned a thing.
I think she just learned one of the, like, identify enemy stats things.
Yeah, status analysis is what it said.
Yeah. That's the one that identifies their HP total and what status effects are on them.
What will our heroes
Jansen,
do?
aim for the pipe.
Oh, yeah. Is it time for Big Boom?
Ignite any magic energy leaking out.
Right. What? No, that's not gonna work.
There's no
Whoa.
other way. If we
Did,
don't
did,
break
did her
the
head just
Yeah,
freak out a bit?
that-
foundation.
Yeah.
It totally did.
Jensen, do it. Okay, I'll do it.
Where's the kaboom? That was promised. Ah, thank you.
Ooh!
There it is.
What is
We had to go to FMV mode for the kaboom.
It was too
Understand.
intense for a regular cutscene.
Jansen's magic is too strong. It causes the game to look better.
It also causes Grandstaff to short out.
Whoops.
That might not have been a good idea.
That might have lot repercussions.